This is Natural Powerlifting Radio. Deadlifts, chicken nuggets, video games. This is Check My Total, a powerlifting podcast with Timothy Payne and Andrew Hinson.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Check My Total.
All right, episode 6.
Hey, you got it right this time.
Episode 6. Oh, man. A lot has happened since the last episode.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my life has been turned upside down.
Well, what you up to, Fresh Prince?
Oh, man, I am now sitting alone in my new apartment.
Ooh.
So, so graduated college like 2 weeks ago, and now I got a job in Huntsville, Alabama, so I moved here. And now I got me a nice apartment. But man, furnishing a new place is terrible.
You don't even have that much stuff.
I know, but I came in here with nothing. I had no couch, no bed, no TV stand, no anything.
You still don't have a table, do you?
No, I still don't have a kitchen table. That's okay. I ordered one from Furniture Row. Man, Furniture Row has got a lot of stuff, and like their prices aren't too bad.
So is it like IKEA except just furniture?
Yeah, it's like there's the store down here in Huntsville. It's like divided up into 4 different stores, but it's all one big store. And It's like you have your mattress section, your couch and recliners section, and your kitchen tables section, and some other section I forgot. But it's pretty good. Their prices aren't too bad.
Okay.
But most of the furniture I got now is IKEA stuff, like my TV stand and my dresser, and my computer desk, and my nightstand. It's all IKEA.
Gotcha.
That stuff ain't too bad to set up.
No, I guess, especially if it comes with directions, you know how to put the A with the A and the B with the B.
Yeah, that ain't too bad. You get a couple screwdrivers. It's not terrible.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I've been just moving into this new apartment, getting settled in my new job. Started my new job this week, so that's been a lot of big changes. So lots of change since the last podcast.
Well, one of the fun things you got to do is look for a new gym.
That is true. So here in Huntsville, there's quite a few gym options. I found a really nice one. I had to find one that would work with my work schedule. So I'm like working 8 to 5, 8 to 5 with a lunch break, maybe 8 to 4 if I decide not to take a lunch break. Or they're pretty flexible. So, but anyway, I'll probably be getting off close to 5. So a lot of the gyms that I was finding closed at around 7.
Ooh.
So I was like, that ain't gonna work.
No.
So I found this one gym like 5 minutes from work called Powerhouse Fitness. If you're in Huntsville, you should check them out. They're pretty cool. It's a really really big facility. It's got a lot of free weights. And like it's one of the I don't even know if I would consider it a commercial gym. I mean, I guess it is a commercial gym, but it's probably the only commercial gym I've ever been to where they're actually blaring like rock music and like some metal and like there's like I've never been in there and there's been pop music.
Do you know if there's more than one? Like, is it a chain?
I really don't know. I just know there's just one of those in Huntsville. I don't know if they're anywhere else in the world. I really don't know.
Okay.
But it's really cool. They got a lot of turf. So they actually have about two or three prowlers that you can push around on the turf they have. They got 2 sets of turf. And so they got some prowlers you can push around. They got all these TRX ropes. And like they have no problem with deadlift. And they got a little deadlift area. They ain't got no problem with chalk. And like, it's not a it's kind of got like an older school feel. It's pretty like everything looks they're not. It's not like you walk in and all the walls are white. It's like they're
Yeah.
it just looks nice. It's like I mean it definitely looks nice, but it's got some little beat 'em up here and there on the walls and like
Well, it
some.
sounds like the perfect place to lift something heavy at,
Yep, it's gonna be
because
good.
a lot of these gyms don't want you to lift heavy.
Yeah, they definitely. There's some big boys in there. So I'm excited. It's already got some stuff that I didn't have it freed.
Yeah,
So
it'd be awesome if you could get a group going and hook up with some other people.
it's true. I'm glad I got a training partner though. I got a. I'm training with one of my friends, Jacob Cowden. He went to Freed with me, so he would work out with me in college some, and he lives in this area, so I've been training with him. He's been coming with me every time.
You trying to turn them into a power lifter?
Yeah, he seems to like it. Like he's always been into strength training and like he likes powerlifting and he just likes, getting stronger in general.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, he's kind of we're both kind of, I guess, I'm like he hasn't ever competed, but I think he probably would one day.
How big is he?
He's my weight, so he's like, around 200-ish. A little taller than I am. So he's he's decently strong. He's gotten a lot better since he like left Freed, and so I think he has some potential.
Yeah, if you come to nationals this year, you should see if he wants to tag along and come watch. Come help
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I
You
mean,
might get hooked.
I think he would do pretty good, honestly. If I think he'd do pretty good competing. I think if he got some things to work on, but we all do. So I think give him like a month or two like of actual like powerlifting prep, then I think he would be pretty good.
So since you got all this crazy stuff happening in your life, it's safe to say that you're in a powerlifting off season.
Yeah, that is very true. I have no plans to compete anytime soon. Which I'm telling you, when you're graduating college, searching for jobs, possibly moving to a new state you've never been to, like I'm in Alabama now. Man, I never would have thought I'd live in Alabama.
So you probably went to Alabama twice before you moved there?
Yeah, yeah, like twice. Didn't I don't know nobody in this area. Like the only people I know in this area is like Jacob.
Right. Well, your
Yeah.
girlfriend's close.
Oh, that's true. I guess yeah, my girlfriend and her family. And so I know them. So I mean I guess I do know some people, but that's about the extent of it. My girlfriend and her family and Jacob.
Well, you know enough people to where if you're broke on the side of the road, they can come pick you up.
That's true.
So what are some of the differences between a powerlifter's off season and if they're gearing up for a meet?
Um there's there's quite a bit of a difference. I think you can be a bit more relaxed. Like you don't have to be as intense in training. And what I mean by that is like you don't have to always do the squat, bench, and deadlift and always hit these certain weights and like keep ramping up towards a 1 rep max that you'll do in a competition and stuff like that. But I think there's a lot of different aspects to it. There's tons of variation generally. Uh, and it's time where you can just sit back and evaluate what you need to do to move forward in your lifting career.
So are you following any kind of program or are you just kind of floating around and doing what you want to each day?
Well, last week I was floating around because I was moving into an apartment and
Right.
having to, get all this adult stuff, insurance, bills lined up and stuff like that. So I was floating around. I sat down Sunday and I've been working on a 6 week program, just to hopefully in about 6 weeks hit some type of rep PR. That on off season, I personally prefer to do rep PRs. I don't really like to do any 1 rep maxes that much. So I'll do rep PRs like anywhere between 2 to 5 reps. So in between that rep PR, so maybe a 5 rep. I'll probably go for either a new 5 rep max or a 4 rep max on at the end of 6 weeks for all 3 lifts. Well, maybe not the deadlift, but at least squat and bench.
So you'll actually go under 5 reps when you're not training for a meet.
Yeah. So I'll I'm not a huge, like, just me personally, I'm not a huge fan of just abandoning heavy weights altogether.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think you should lay off some. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you need to be doing heavy weights all the time.
Right.
But like, so the way I like to do off seasons is I do like to do generally more accessory work, more repetition, and
More volume.
yeah, more volume. But it's a little different. Like, for instance, yesterday was a squat day, and it's the first week of this new program that I'm writing up and running. And what I did is I choose about 2 days to go medium to heavy. And so it was the first week of a new program, so it was pretty light. But I did my my goal for this whole off season is just to improve on weaknesses and to get stronger and to get a little bit just better at just a general like athletic level, getting faster and maybe mainly getting faster and getting some more cardio in. But so I don't want to abandon heavyweight altogether. So I opened up my workout with 2 sets of 5, and I just wanted to do them at anywhere between 360 and 385 pounds on the squat, a low bar squat. Something really, I mean, that's still really pretty light, but just something that would keep my low bar squat, that technique in check, and something that would keep the somewhat medium-ish at the heavy weight range still in check. Because, you know, if you abandon it completely, like your whole body's just not ready for heavy weight or it
Right.
throws you off.
Your nervous system gets out of whack.
Yeah, your nervous system gets out of whack and takes a while for it to get back. So I still like to keep it a little heavy. Like, I'll probably keep going up 2 sets of 5, maybe 3 sets of 5 or something like that. But the rest of my workout, so after my 2 sets of 5, that's it for the heavy stuff. I'm done. I mean, 365 on the squat for me is not even really heavy at all. It's just kind of medium. I could have done tons of more sets, but what I did is I just dropped the weight down to 225, and then I hit 4 sets of 10. And so and that's kind of how the rest of my workout went. It was 4 sets of 10 on the squat after that, and then it was some ab wheels. They have an ab wheel, so I just did some ab rollouts on the floor. I think it was like 4 sets of 6, and then I did that. Oh, they have a glute ham raise at this gym.
Perfect.
So I was doing those. I did 4 sets of 7 or something like that,
Yeah.
and then I had planned to do prowler pushes, but the 2 turfs. So one of the turfs in this gym is in a class, and the classroom is pretty big and has this like almost CrossFit setup and a bunch of boxes, and it's generally always open. I don't actually know what their class time schedules, but every time I've been, it's open.
It's sectioned off though. Like you have to go through a door.
Yeah, you have to go through a door,
And it still has turf.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
And so, but there was a class, or actually, wait, no, there wasn't a class. There was just a ton of people on the turf at the time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what it was. There was a class going on today, but yesterday there was a ton of people just on the turf doing stuff. So, yeah, on both turfs actually, there was a lot of people there because they also have a lot of stuff on the turf. Like they have some punching bags and a lot of people were doing some martial arts stuff. So, I just was like, well, there's a bunch of people, so I guess I won't do prowler pushes today. I'll do them some other day of the week.
Sounds like this place has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's really cool. But that's kind of always the structure of the off season. I like to still keep heavy to medium, so I still like to work in the, you know, 70 to 85%, maybe. I still like to work in that range quite a bit. So
Well, do you put a bigger focus on technique?
yeah, I put a bigger focus on technique and plus my variations. So my two sets of five were low bar squat, and then my four sets of 10 were high bar. And so I like to do more variations. So I'll do a lot of high bar squatting since my competition squat is low bar. Um, I need to bring in my safety squat bar into that gym and do those. And I guess, got to check with the big dog in charge. See if I can just bring my bar in.
Yeah, they should be okay with it.
Yeah, I think it will be. So I'll bring that in. That'll be a variation. I'm really, really glad they got turf and a glute ham raise. So
Yeah, you could do all kinds of stuff on that turf, like you said, working with the prowler or just straight up pulling a sled.
oh yeah,
It might be good to start doing sprints to like
yeah,
warm up.
yeah. They got plenty of bands to use. They got TRX ropes, which I've never used TRX ropes that much, but I've been using them recently. I use them the day on the bench day. And
They have plyo boxes and all that kind of stuff.
yep, yeah, they got a lot.
See, I love that kind of stuff when you're training, when you kind of stray away from the powerlifting stuff actually and do, I guess you could call it strongman-ish stuff.
Yeah, that is just this is more athletic stuff.
Yeah, it's just fun to get off the beaten path and do something different.
Yeah, and I think and there's multiple ways to do an off season, but I think that you still need to have you still need to be working probably hitting into 80% to 85% every now and then, just so you don't completely lose the feel of heavyweight and you don't completely lose like your technique under heavy loads.
Or your gains that you made in general.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because one thing that helps is like when you do just a couple sets, 2 to 3 sets of heavier weights, you really or you're using a lot of your muscle fibers and you're just pretty exhausted just all around after you do heavy weights. And then when you go to your higher volume stuff, like then you're already pretty tired and your muscles are already fatigued. But then you're doing that high volume stuff and pumping tons of blood into those muscles and like that, you're really getting some work in then because you're already tired.
Does your new place have any mirrors on the wall?
Yeah, they do. They got some mirrors on the wall. It would, I guess you can't have a gym in 2018 available to the public
Well,
without.
you said it was kind of old school, so I was wondering.
Yeah, they don't have as many as some gyms I've seen.
Okay.
They still got some
So
mirrors.
when you get your pump going, you can still check out your biceps.
Yeah, you can check yourself, I guess. But it's been a good transition here at Huntsville. But yeah, off season's important. Like if you don't if all you're doing is squat benching and deadlifting in your off season and not doing any variation like at all, like it's okay to still squat bench and deadlift. You just do it with some variation. Train your weaker deadlift stance or whatever you're not used to. Train your bench differently, whether that's more close grip or maybe throw in some wide grips. If you have bands, use bands. So reverse bands and then um, some squat variation, high bar, front squats, something. Just don't do competition lifts all the time.
Yeah. And one of the things I'm really bad at doing is not switching my grip on the deadlift. Like I usually pull, well, I use the alternate grip, but my hands never switch. So I pull the same way all the time. And it's probably in your best interest to switch your grip with your hands so you can get stronger that way too.
That's a good point. I
Or
think
using double overhand.
yeah, I think if you're pulling mixed grip over under, then I think in your off season still pull over under, just switch which hands are over and under.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I gotta do that. I always just forget or
Yeah.
don't do it.
And one of the things we try to do is always pull double overhand until you can't hold it anymore, and then switch over to the over-under.
That's true.
Yep.
There's lots of things you can do for an off season. Like for instance, my reps are generally higher, but there's also the whole if you have someone that can't do those high reps because they haven't built up the endurance, and because doing sets of 10 and sets of 12 like I've been doing here recently, it takes a lot of endurance, and some people just don't
Especially
have
on like
that.
a squat or something.
Yeah, some people don't have that. So another way of doing it is increase the sets a lot. If you're generally doing, do maybe if it's your main squat day, maybe do like 2 sets of 5 on your competition squat, but then back off and lower the weight and maybe hit up eight sets of 6 or maybe 8 sets of 4, just depending on the endurance level of the person.
Have you done a set of 20 on squat ever?
Yeah, they're terrible. Oh, that's probably one of the worst feelings.
That's what I say. You need to do one of those, man. We used to do them at least 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah. Oh, they're so bad. I hate them.
We usually do them like the week before going into a training cycle.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are no fun.
Yeah, so really, for my off season, I got it planned out to where, like today on bench, I have it kind of medium-ish. I did 5 sets of 6 at 275. Pretty easy weight, but lots of more volume than I'm used to. A little bit more reps, and then all my accessories, I keep the reps pretty high in my accessories. I'm doing generally sets of 10 or above. But I'll generally do 4 to 5 sets of accessory work and about 3 to 4 accessory movements. But lots of different ways you can do an off season, but the big takeaways are variation of some sort, and don't completely abandon the heavy weight, and more sets, more reps, just more work. It's an off season. You got to do more work. You're trying to grow.
You're trying to get stronger.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
You got to kick those weaknesses in the butt.
That's right.
Well, Andrew, I think that about wraps this one up.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of change has been happening in my life. Lots of change. Oh. Well, I guess people, get on your off season. If you don't have a competition, get better, because if all you're doing is squat benching and deadlifting year round and you don't ever vary it up, well, you're probably going to suck. So, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Don't do anything stupid, and don't drop the weight. Don't break any mirrors. We're out.
We're out.